Welcome to the United States of Tiffany. Our commentary offers a humorous take on wrestling. Please note, we're not bullying or attacking the wrestlers. We're engaging with the choreographed sport and its storylines. Our jokes and observations are about the characters and storylines, not the real people behind them. Tourists and citizens alike, welcome. Enjoy the show, and remember, it's all in good fun.
Um, yeah.
Oh, wow.
If you hear something in the background, it's just Gerard. He's playing online. Um, hold tight. We about to get into it because a child.
What was that? The weather. Very peculiar, don't you think?
Still don't know my words, still stressing perfection. Let you all in my mental, got me looking too desperate. Damn, you ain't desired. If I say I hate you, I mean it. If I say I love you, I mean it.
Okay, y'all. So look, I ain't gonna pull no punches with y'all as long as y'all don't
Come
pull
on,
no
how?
punches with me. I just told y'all he's playing online. He has noise canceling headphones on, and he can't hear anything. So he's gonna be loud. Is the best way to explain it. Okay. I didn't like Smackdown. It wasn't good. Could it have been better? Yes, it always can be better. Um, yeah, it always can be better. It, it be little stuff, stuff that's simple and easy to take care of, or at least to make worthwhile. Like y'all took all of SmackDown, you took a huge chunk out of SmackDown so that you can do this full on display of Brock Lesnar and John Cena's lineage, right? And
Oh, my fault, Chris.
the biggest issue with that is that this could have been done on a documentary. This could have been done in a WWE Unreal type of match. Like, I didn't get it. I was so confused. John Cena is not going to be coming back to SmackDown ever. So doing all of this was weird. You had Lego Goro opening up the show for whatever reason. And it was this odd segment with him and R-Truth. And don't get me wrong, I love R-Truth. I think R-Truth is hilarious. But this segment just seemed like it was thrown together. Like they didn't know what they were supposed to do. They was cutting off the cuff. Like it went way too long. I feel like, okay, y'all probably ain't gonna like it, but I'm just gonna tell you the truth. Like, if this is the way you want it to go, then the situation with R-Truth should have been very swift and simple.
Ugh.
Fucking fucking Lego Goro should not have gone past 5 minutes. R-Truth should have said his piece, and then he should have took him out. Because my point is, like, you sat there out there and was arguing with him back and forth, talking about, I'm looking for John Cena. I don't know who you are. And it's like, dude, okay. And then you go, oh, you're implicating him at this point, right? And you're like, well, you don't know where John Cena is. Okay. Like you don't know. You're looking for John Cena. You came out there and attacked him last week. You heard him say that SmackDown last week was his last SmackDown. You heard him say that. And yet here you are. Okay. Everything is going wrong today for WWE. I don't know what's happening with this motherfucking, with everything. SmackDown sucked. They got weird shit going on here with Worlds Collide. It's not a good day. It's not a good day. Anyway, that was a weird segment. Sami Zayn came out there and wrestled Rey Fenix, tore the house down. Beautiful match. We loved it. It was amazing. Okay. We had Vic and Booker T on commentary today. Love Vic Joseph being on commentary for SmackDown. If they could switch this, hear me out, I would have Vic Joseph. If they want Joe to be the next voice for WWE, or if they want to give it to Vic.
Right before the pandemic hit.
They have to let Vic man one of these shows. Like, they got to give it to him. I would let Vic Joseph man SmackDown. I think him and Corey would make a good tag team.
Defense.
I think if Michael Cole was on his way out, I would make Raw a 3-man team with Wade Barrett, Joe Tessitore, and Michael Cole, so people can get eased into it. And then I would slowly pull Michael Cole back and have him show up only for PLEs. You see what I mean? And that's how I would do it. I really like Vic being on SmackDown, and I wish they would keep him, but I know they're going to put him back in NXT. The women's match, it wasn't a bad match. I will say in this match, I think that there's some confidence issues with Jade Cargill. I think in that ring with certain people, she doesn't shine well. And I do think it has a lot to do with chemistry with her. But sometimes there's not a good selling of moves sometimes. And that's not to say that she's not good at what she does. It's just sometimes her move selling isn't as, the acting for it isn't where I want it to be. And sometimes it looks like Jade sometimes misses cues. Tiffany wasn't on her P's and Q's today either. She also was messing up. Like, it was spots where they were trying to set something up and they couldn't get it set up right. They both lacked the ability to be able to improvise on the fly. And I understand that takes time to build that. But at the same time, like, you need to be able to work with a lot of people, because matchups are going to be created and you can't be exposed like that. It just shows their youth and their lack of experience is what it did. It exposed them bad, both of them. It wasn't just Jade, it was Tiffany too. She didn't have a good match. This match ended up being thwarted by Forehead Queen Nia Jax. I kind of figured that was the route it was going to go. Nia made it very clear that she was going back after the title. But see, here's the thing. Nia Jax don't deserve another title shot. Nia Jax lost to Tiffany Stratton clean. If Nia had a loss in a nefarious way, I probably wouldn't say anything. I would be like, make it a triple threat, let's get it. But because Nia lost clean in her last match with Tiffany, there's no reason for her to be going back after that championship. At least in my mind. Now,
King of Kings.
I really hope that they do make this match for WrestlePalooza, and the girls end up fighting it out at WrestlePalooza, and Jade Cargill gets the title, and we can move on. Because while Tiffany got cheered today, Jade Cargill got a bigger reception than she did. Even Nia Jax got a bigger reception than she did. And at this point, Tiffany's not moving the needle the way people think she is. So I would have her drop that championship. She's had it longer than she should have had, if we're being honest. And I'm just ready for her to move on to something else. But yes, they were attacked. Now, this match ended in a pretty interesting way, but I think sometimes, like I said, sometimes Jade Cargill is hesitant to do things. You can see the hesitation. It's there, and you're just like, oh, girl, you got to go for it. You got to be all in or out. You can't just, half-ass it. You gotta go in. You feel what I'm saying? So I think over time she'll learn that, but it's okay. I'm not mad at her. I think she'll be okay once she gets into the groove of it. But yeah, it wasn't a good show. Not it was bad. It was bad. It was a bad show. It was a terrible show today. Hey DeAndre, yeah, I cut it off after the Jade match. I was like, what are we doing here? I will say that the show it just wasn't good. I'm trying to salvage it, but I can't. I live for your commentary, especially on that man's ripped pants. Baby, he tore his pants up, cheap ass Wrangler jeans. You gonna come out there in some cheap jeans like that? All the money WWE done paid you, and you couldn't get some decent jeans. And then the man had the audacity to have on blue tighty whities. A grown ass man. Imagine blue tighty whities. Oh, the knife. Hello, Kayla. Hello, Louie. Okay. So the next thing we got was we thought we was gonna get a match between B-Fab and Julia, but they attacked B-Fab before the match could even start, and Michin came out there for the save. Now, what I'm really finding to be interesting is that there's no reaction to this. Like, there's no reaction to fuck ass Kiana. There's no reaction to Julia. There's no reaction. Michin gets a small pop. B-Fab gets a small pop. But when I say it's silence in that stadium, it's silence in there. And Norfolk is pretty vocal when they was in there before. But when I tell you that they're not getting any reactions at all, they're not getting any reactions. It's not working. I don't know what they can. I feel like they got to introduce some other people into this to kind of make this work and really build up Michin. But like Kiana didn't really have any. You didn't introduce her properly to really make her a plausible threat to anything that's going on. You kind of just put her out there. And Kiana, okay, so outside of my, feelings about her as a character, to put her out there without any build up, without any rhyme or reason to her, it just doesn't help. I feel like the story that they had working with Adam Pearce, having her be an assistant to him, or having her be an assistant to Nick Aldis, and then alluding to her possibly taking his job or costing him the job in some kind of way, would have worked out better for her, because it would have given her the villain aspect that they needed to really boost her and bolster her as somebody who is a credible threat. Like they didn't do that. They just pretty much threw her to the wolves. I don't like that, because it doesn't give her a fair shot at really doing anything. And like they're not reacting to her at all. It's like when Cross first came on the roster and they put him in that mask. Like it's just completely dead. And it's like when Braun Breaker first came on the roster and they put him out there. He had the NXT championship. It was dead to rights. Nobody cheered, nobody said anything. They have to revamp and rework Kiana. I know y'all like her little business character, but when it's not used right, it does nothing for her. Do I think that pairing her with Julia was a smart idea? Yes, but it had to be done in due time. It had to be done correctly. And I feel like it was rushed. I also think Kiana probably would have gotten over better if she was paired with a man. And I know that seems very cliche, but you have to remember this is WWE, this is main roster casual fans. And it just in order for her to really get over, she's gotta give something. I feel like if they had paired her with Carmelo, like once Carmelo started to break away from Miz, Kiana could have been slithering in there like, you're better than this. I got a way to get you up. I can get you this. I can get you that. Kind of like a female Paul Heyman, but she can actually get involved and wrestle. You could have made that work. But I don't think they were really thinking. And I think that's a big, big problem for me. Speaking of Carmelo, after Sami Zayn retained his championship against Rey Fenix, he put his bid in to be the next person to challenge Sami Zayn for the title. And this led to some confusion between them, between Carmelo and, of course, Natalya won. Okay, great. Some confusion between Carmelo and The Miz. The Miz thought he was getting a title shot for the tag team titles, but that wasn't the case.
Good rebound.
Anyways, he asked for a U.S. title shot, so that's what he got. And they gave it to him. Chelsea also is going to get the winner of the tag team title shot that will happen at I don't understand what the fuck is going on.
Oh, good defense.
Anyways, I'm trying to do this and Worlds Collide is on. I'm just very jaded. I'm so disappointed in these motherfuckers today. I don't know what to do. Okay, so Carmelo's getting his title shot next week. Next week, you're gonna see the winners of the women's tag team match at Homecoming Full Sail. Bliss and Charlotte are gonna go back to Full Sail to compete, and they're gonna be competing against the Culling for the tag team titles. Okay, whoever wins, they then will turn around and compete against Chelsea and Alba Fire. Is Piper Niven's injured? Because I haven't seen Piper in a while. And I wonder if she's injured.
Hey, not registered.
Anywho, the final match of the night went to these guys. They had a pretty decent match, but of course, they gave this some bullshit ending. To round it out and to make it simple and plain, Randy Orton ended up getting, stopped from punting Drew McIntyre in the head. This allowed for Drew McIntyre to recover, use the referee as a cover, and basically Claymore kick Randy in the head. He then decided to attack Randy again, take him out to the outskirts of the ring to try to Claymore his head through the table the way he did Cody. Cody's music hits. He comes out and he tells Drew McIntyre if they can finish their fight at WrestlePalooza, which is next weekend. Okay. I said, okay, so I guess Cody's done filming all of his stuff for he's finished filming all his stuff for Street Fighter. I don't think his he either filmed it in like I think Cody filmed it a little bit after his daughter was born. He might have been filming then, or he could have been filming prior to that. It depends on how many months they were filming for this movie, because I know they were supposed to start in August for sure. But that doesn't mean that he was supposed to be there to start filming in August. You get what I mean? Anyways, the show goes off with Cody announcing that he's going to be fighting Drew at Wrestle Palooza. And that's pretty much it. Like, I'm really disappointed. Oh, I will say this. In the background of this picture here, Shinsuke Nakamura was back there looming over this US title. So I think that even if Solo tries to get this title back, I think that he will eventually Sammy's going to eventually have to face off against Shinsuke Nakamura, which is going to be very interesting. Okay, Shinsuke presents a plausible threat to that title, and I like Shinsuke as a somebody who's on the defense rather than someone who's on the offense. I like the way they set it up. Why does Woods never wear a fucking shirt? What is going on? Jesus. They're always walking around half naked. It's weird. I'm so weirded out. Anyways, SmackDown gets an F. It was terrible. I have nothing else to say. There's nothing else to say about it. But I will tell you this: WrestleMania 43 is going to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia in 2027, which is in 2 years. If you care, I am of the idea of this. I don't have an opinion in any way, shape, or form when it comes to Riyadh and Saudi Arabia. They're working on their 8th year with this deal. If you didn't think they were going to Mania, you're crazy. It's business. It's what they do. Unfortunately, they do not factor in whether people are good or bad. All they care about is the bottom line, and is the deal going to benefit WWE? And that's just the truth. There's no emotion or feelings involved in any of that. It just is what it is. But I had an idea, and I want to mention it here, and I'm going to make it into a short as well. A lot of people were upset because they feel like the indies are getting undercut, and I feel that way as well. I think that they should definitely focus on creating a major event for the indies, some type of indie massive event, like a big convention, not even a convention, but just like a big 1 week place where like all of the promotions have matches leading up to a final major show. And in that final major show, you can have your title defenses, you can have like a year-long setup where people are competing to compete in this final show. And once that happens, everybody gets to have a belt or something of this kind that's representative of this time of the year. I think that that's the best way to go about it. I think that it's going to be fun. It's going to be amazing. And I think that that would be a really cool event to have, where all the promotions come together to do this one massive event. Instead of, resting on WWE and doing their own thing, they could pool their resources and work together and create a really big event for all the fans, and do fantasy booking with superstars and wrestlers that probably would never meet up if they didn't have this type of event. I think it's a good idea, and I'm hoping that somebody does it, and at least they credit me for coming up with it. But with that being said, I'm gonna go. I was gonna watch Worlds Collide on live with y'all, but to be honest with you, I'm exhausted, and I really hated SmackDown. It put a terrible taste in my mouth, and it's just, things are shitty. I am looking forward to the match with Vikingo and Dom, because I still feel like what's the name is gonna pop up. El Grande Americano is gonna pop up, and I know AJ Styles is looming somewhere, child. So this is gonna be an interesting show. I hope y'all watch it and enjoy it. I'm gonna watch it and then go to bed because I have what to do in the morning. But y'all, stick with me. I'm going to try and rework and revamp this idea and try to put it out in the atmosphere and see if somebody pick it up. If somebody picks up this idea, the least you could do is credit me with it. Okay? The least you could do. Anyways, WrestlePalooza is next weekend. Just before I go, you have several matches coming up. You've got Stephanie and Io. And to be clear, Stephanie Vaquer is not injured. I kept hearing y'all yelling and screaming about injuries. She's not injured. They said she was taking classes and she just could not make it to Monday Night Raw, but it's not that big of a deal. There's 2 tag team matches. One of them is a traditional tag team match. The Usos are facing off against 2 members of Vision. And then you have a mixed tag team match. You got CM Punk and AJ Lee facing off against Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. So for now, those are the matches. But I'm pretty sure they have added, if they didn't add the women's championship match, I'm pretty sure they have added Cody Rhodes' match with Drew McIntyre. Pretty sure. With all that being said, ladies and gents, I will see you guys on Monday after Raw, which I hope it is better than what we saw today. Because if it ain't, somebody getting their ass whooped. Okay? Because this is ridiculous. This was ridiculous. All right. And don't forget, Wrestle Eats is coming in October. We're going to be filming for Wrestle Eats very soon. We're going to be filming, and it's going to be so many different pizzas in this episode. We have to film this show in batches. But if you guys have questions you want me to answer, if you guys have a specific food that you want me to make, or if you have a specific food that a wrestler loves that you want me to make, don't forget to DM me. All of my social media is scrolling at the bottom. And if you want to support the channel, buy me a cup of coffee, or just make sure you keep things going. Keep the lights on over here. You can always donate to the to the Cash App that's rolling on the bottom. And we have Down for the Count. Our podcast is up. We did 2 podcasts, one last week, one this week. You can listen to that. And we're talking about everything as we always do. And of course, I got my personal podcast, stuff I want to talk about. I covered the VMAs with Hiram, and we also went over Unknown Caller over on Netflix. That Catfish episode on Netflix, the documentary, is wild. Okay, me and the Hubs watched that, and we sat down and talked about it. And then later on, I broke it down with some things that I learned from some therapists and psychiatrists. So it's a good episode. Go watch it. It's over on my other YouTube channel, which is I Am Tiffany E. You can go over there and check out some lifestyle stuff if you want. But we're going to be putting out a whole bunch of content over here. It's coming, okay? And I promise you it'll be more entertaining than the Smackdown that we got today. Okay? Okay. Good night. I'll see you guys Monday.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more wrestling content. Check out our merch and consider becoming a member for exclusive perks, special emojis, and members-only content.